Hey guys, what's up? And welcome back to Crypto Scoop FM. Today I am bringing another very interesting project. It's something that was on my watch list for the longest time, and it's part of the AI infra space. You know, the whole decentralized AI category. We covered BitTensor for the longest time, and then I kind of divulged into memes, and I got feedback from a lot of you guys that hey, give us like real utility projects. So here goes. A little backstory. I actually interviewed the founder of this project and a while back, and I was fascinated by his vision and the whole idea of how AI and blockchain can actually converge and create a useful and unique alternative to the centralized AI models from OpenAI, DeepSeek, and all of these different players. So fasten your seatbelt, guys, because this is going to be a fantastic alpha for you guys. Before I jump into the project, of course, guys, if you're new here, I'm Rohit. I've been working in crypto for the last 4.5 years. Before that, I spent almost a decade working in TradFi as a consultant with the Big Fours. During my time working full time in crypto, I held multiple exec roles with companies like Polygon Labs, Long Hash Ventures, and Socket Protocol, where I held myriad roles across business and growth. So, if you're new here, thank you so much for joining me. I just want to quickly, read out the disclaimer that nothing that I say here is financial advice, life advice, or legal advice. So, if you're going to make a financial decision based on this video, know this that crypto and digital assets are inherently risky, and a lot of this could essentially just go to zero and be complete vaporware. So if you're going to make an investment decision and commit capital, it's all on you. All right, guys, so with that, let's dive in. So the project that I want to talk about today is this crypto AI project called Flock. And let me share my screen here. This is the Flock USD 4-hour chart. The project is currently trading at about 16 million in market cap with an FTV of close to like what I think the FTV is close to 150 mil, which I think is not that bad. If you think about Flock and what it does, long story short, Flock is essentially a project operating at the intersection of decentralized training and privacy. So to give you some context, when you think about how a product like ChatGPT comes into existence, you have this company called OpenAI. OpenAI collects data, it organizes that data, it then trains that data using machine learning algorithms. The data is trained by adjusting certain parameters, which are called model parameters, and using that, they create the base model. That's the basic process. I'm just extremely simplifying it for you guys. Flock is kind of similar in what they're trying to do. So, you still have training, you still have data, and you're still trying to produce models. But the way Flock differentiates itself from these centralized players is by combining blockchain for the purposes of creating a decentralized infrastructure, plus using their token, which is the Flock token, to create the incentive flywheel, the reward flywheel necessary for different participants, whether it is AI developers, model developers, a lot of these different participants to come together and then kind of contribute to this massive infrastructure in a decentralized way. What really kind of significantly differentiates Flock is basically they're offering a privacy first platform and they're combining federated learning with blockchain. Let's break this down, right? What does privacy first mean? So today when you train a model, you need a lot of data. Where is that data coming from? Essentially you're scraping the internet. Right now, once you scrape the internet, you have all of this public data, and you get to a point where you have certain some kind of a model. But then from to go from that model to more sophisticated models, you need even more, proprietary data. Where do you get that proprietary data from? It's expensive, it's hard to catch, and you're having all of these different lawsuits where you're seeing already like Web2 AI companies being accused of, stealing data behind a paywall or something like that. So what Flock is trying to do is their technology stack combines federated learning, which is basically you have these computer nodes who are at the edges. Like unlike a centralized cloud system, people are basically running these systems wherever in their home or wherever. And then you have zero knowledge proofs. So they use these zero knowledge proofs, which is a cryptographic way to hide the data or secure it in a way that you can still train the model, but without revealing the underlying data. So now suddenly you have this capability in the machine that, okay, I can actually make sure your model becomes even more sophisticated for a specific use case. Let's say healthcare, using healthcare data. But why would a healthcare company or a would want to share their healthcare data? Why would even users want to share that? And that's where zero knowledge proofs comes in, because through zero knowledge proofs, it is this magical technology that hides the data but allows me to do compute over it or do training over it. So there are three parts to this technology stack that they offer. There's what they call the AI arena. Now, AI arena is a decentralized environment. This is where users basically they have to stake their Flock tokens, and in exchange they get the right to train machine learning models on their devices, right? And in return they earn Flock tokens based on the impact that they create. Now the other part is what is known as FL Alliance, or fine tuning, model fine tuning. So this is a collaborative framework again, where the models that come out of the AI arena space, right? They go into this global model training framework where, where they use zero knowledge proofs plus federated learning to bring sophisticated proprietary data which might be available at that edge to further train the model. And then they have something known as the AI marketplace, which is where all of these different AI models are available and people can consume them for a cost, and Flock is again used in this. So long story short, Flock is prioritizing privacy through zero knowledge proofs and local data processing through federated learning, and allowing the creation of these sophisticated models at the edges. I remember when I first met the team, I was extremely impressed by their credentials. Just to give you some background, the founder, Jiao Sun, he's an Oxford graduate, machine learning. He read AI at Royal Bank of Scotland, so he has a lot of like practical experience, and that gives me the confidence that they can deliver. There are also other signals, like when I look at their fundraising, I think they have raised close to like $11 million so far, and their backers include like Digital Currency Group. Now DCG, guys, is essentially backed by Barry Silbert. He's the same guy who's also investing in BitTensor. So it's clear that even he is hedging his bets and kind of going across a lot of different projects in the DEI space. Then you also have like Lightspeed, who are backing them. OKX Ventures is backing them. And what really struck to me is that they received a grant in September of 2024 from Ethereum Foundation. Now, guys, Ethereum, and I have run a 100 million grant program for a large crypto ecosystem, and I can say with a lot of confidence that it's not easy to get a grant from Ethereum Foundation unless you're extremely technical, extremely savvy, and what you're building is truly unique. So that gives me a lot of confidence that Flock is actually doing a really cool thing. So I wanted to take you through a bunch of things. First, let's look at the price action. They announced, I think in early May, if I have the tweet here, let me see very quickly. Yep. So they announced a new token called GMFLOCK, which is essentially a core mechanism to stake. So basically, the participants in the Flock ecosystem, right? Whether it is somebody who is running a training node on the AI Alliance side of things, or a validator who is verifying the work of the models which are being produced on the AI Alliance side, or it's a delegator. Let's say it's just me. I don't want to run, but I just want to delegate it to a validator and receive rewards. So they have now launched this new token GMFLOCK. So when you stake your Flock tokens, in return you get the GMFLOCK token, and the longer you hold, the greater the multiplier is in terms of how many rewards you get. So for each day beyond 30 days, users earn an additional 0.006 GMFLOCK per Flock stake. And at the end of the staking period, all of these rewards can be redeemed for Flock in the ratio of 1:1, guys, which is fantastic, right? I then found out how much has been staked, and I found this tweet where almost 60 million Flock has been staked for GMFLOCK. And guys, not just that, it's been locked for an average of 270 days. So that's a long time frame, and which shows bullishness from the side of the community and their belief in the project. So I think this is extremely positive. It shows a long-term conviction, and they're next targeting like 100 million stake. I found this other tweet as well, where they're looking at 2.8 million Flock staked within 7 days of mainnet. So I think that's one of their 2025 milestones. They were also featured in CB Insights AI top 100 companies of 2025, and they're launching the AI Arena V2 with delegation pools and new token GMFLOCK, which they already have. Apart from that, 0x Jeff, who is one of the finest brains in the DAI space, he wrote this tweet which kind of caught my attention, where he said, Flock Alibaba Coin, Flock and BitTensor, Flock and Animoca, Flock and Eden, Flock and fill in the blank. So for each Flock partnership, there is an increasing demand for Flock, because remember, you need to, if you want to run your specific model training on this decentralized training platform, you need to stake Flock. You need to stake Flock to participate in this ecosystem. You need Flock to access these models on the AI marketplace. So there's a lot of utility tied to the Flock ecosystem. And how he's saying that VCs have invested like 150 to 300 FTV with a 12-month cliff and a 24-month vesting, which is basically a lifetime. And then more Flock partnerships behind the scenes with unique AI use cases. More training, more validation, more delegation, more staking, more pent-up demand from Flock. And this flywheel ensues again and again and again. So I highly recommend that you read this blog. It gives you a sense of how things are happening behind the scenes, where all of these different folks are competing to create the best models. Validators are constantly working to verify the work of these model creators. So in one way, when we think about Flock, right, we think about BitTensor. It's pretty much, you have a competition happening across a global coordination layer where people are competing to create the best model. So what's the difference? I think the primary difference between a project like BitTensor versus Flock is that Flock emphasizes on privacy through zero knowledge proofs and federated learning, which sets it apart, particularly for privacy sensitive industries. So think industries like finance or healthcare. It won't be easy to bring that data for training without strong privacy guarantees. Also, don't forget, companies in Europe, they have to follow GDPR guidelines and stuff. And that's where I think the fact that they're using zero knowledge proofs, offering mathematical guarantees about privacy of that data to train models at the edge, is incredible, guys. And so I think this could unlock an incredible number of new adoption of decentralized AI in the real world. And so for me, at a valuation of 150 million, this is a steal deal, guys. I think this is incredible. So yep, that's it. That's it from me today on Flock. You should definitely check out this project. There's a lot happening. So yeah, guys, that's it on Flock today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be covering more AI specific coins and projects. I think the market opportunity for Flock is humongous. Is humongous. I mean, like if you just think about how large the global blockchain AI market is, it's, I mean, currently what valued at what, maybe $500 million or maybe even less. But the global demand for blockchain based AI solutions will only continue to increase. In fact, there is a research report by SkyQuest, which predicts this market to go to $3.5 billion by 2032, growing at a CAGR of 25%. And the first principal rationale of investing is this unique project which is operating at an intersection of three evolving demands from the market, right? One, I need to own my data. Two, I want a model to learn from my data, but without exposing this data to the larger paradigm, so privacy. And three, I need to make sure I get rewarded if I am contributing data to the system. So Flock kind of takes all of these areas, which is why I'm extremely bullish. I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. If yes, please give me a thumbs up. Drop your comment of which other AI projects are you looking at, the utility projects that you're looking at, because I'm pretty much looking at the broader ecosystem, and I have come up with my own thesis of the all to play the all cycle in 2025. So in my next video, I'm going to share exactly what I'm doing with my portfolio, and what are those categories within AI, within crypto, that I think will do extremely well. Once again, on memes, guys, please don't think that memes are bad or anything. I know a lot of stuff that happened on Pump Fund probably makes you feel crazy, feel bad, that why so much PvP. But there's another side of memes. There's the culture side of memes. So think about it. I will leave you with that. And there's going to be a bunch of different videos linked across, including my podcast, my full podcast with Jiao Sun, who's the founder of Flock. Definitely check it out, guys. All right, with that, I will sign off, and I'll see you again soon.